20 not safe for work stories, according to Reddit. Number 20. When I was 14, I saw my very first penis. That wasn't my own, but it wasn't just one person. Got back from swimming, and in the shower room, 20 guys from a water polo team and 5 old men were all naked. Some rocking hard-ons. Got an irrational fear of penises after that.
How are you not totally embarrassed to have a stiffy in front of all these naked men?
Well, sometimes, if you're a grower and not a shower, you gotta make sure your bing bong is nice and floopy doopy, so people can sloopy up, sloopy down. Sounds like a hard time all around. Number 19. God. During my university years, I traveled up to Leeds, which is in North England, to visit some friends of friends for an inevitably messy piss-up. We can imagine that's just like a great time. Said piss-up was indeed glorious after buying copious amounts of cheap gin and orange juice like the well-hung grandmas we are. Anyway, we all go out after pre-drinks, and completely out of character, I immediately hit on a girl as we enter a bar, and I score. Baffled, I keep it up, and I end up going back to hers. Before I leave, I exchange confused looks with my equally baffled mates, who couldn't believe what I'd done. It was still only midnight. Anyway, so we're talking and making out lots, and get back to her student flat, diving out of the taxi and scampering up into her place as fast as possible, squeezing into her tiny bedroom and a nice little ensuite. We quickly begin jostling on the bed like electrocuted walruses when she pauses. I don't want to be a one-night kind of girl. I'm not like that. Sorry. Or words to that effect were uttered and immediately caved in my hopes and dreams. A sudden wave of despair drowned me, where I was knelt like some horny little sex goblin at the end of her bed. My cock went limp. I hung my head. Yeah, no problem. Let's just get some sleep. Though briefly awkward and ruthlessly devastating, we did cuddle up nicely and fall asleep. Only, that's just when the fun begins. I'm half asleep, climbing out of a dream hours later, when I feel a straight sensation. It feels odd, and my head gets dizzy. I ignore it for a moment, and then it hits me like a ton of jizzling. I'd had a wet dream, and I'm fucking 21. She's right beside me, fast asleep. It's a single bed with barely any room, so the chances of her rolling into my sticky patch of shame was high. Embarrassed, I get up quickly, wash, removing my underwear, rolling them up, stuff them into my jeans and climb back into bed. Laying in the cream puddle, to my absolute dismay, it clung to me. The next day, it had completely dried and left a large, much darker patch of doom. I waited for her to get up first and immediately tidied her bed and hid the bed spunk graffiti with haste. We both cleaned, got dressed without underwear, and made our way into the town. We had coffee, laughed about the night, and made our awkward goodbyes. And as I got into my taxi back to my friends, I couldn't help but think about the present I'd left for her. Well, fuck that bitch. I would imagine that you need to be clear with a guy, before you get back to her place, that you're not going to put out, especially if he expects that kind of crap. Yeah, you fucking hoe. Don't rape me. Number 18. You laughed at that. Stripes.
Sorry,
oh,
funny.
God. Number 18. I once performed maintenance on an industrial furnace without an approved hot work permit and no hard hat. Very not safe for work. Oh, bing bong.
Get it.
Waka, waka. You get it? You get it, though.
It's a joke.
Yep, it's a joke. It's one of those jokes you keep hearing about, Because when you hear not safe for work, you're thinking, okay, number 17. Fucking ridiculous. I will always remember September 2001. That's a year before that other thing happened. You know what the walruses?
No, tell me about the walruses, though.
As if it was the first time I ever saw boobs and some other things. I was a bright-eyed, why did I say bright red? I was a bright-eyed and innocent new freshman, 1 month into my high school experience when I went to the beach with my dad. That Saturday began not too dissimilar to any other Saturday. I woke up at our family beach house and had breakfast with my dad before he had to go run some errands. As my dad was running errands, he dropped me off at his friend's house, which was on a little canal that I could fish while he was away. Okay. I set up my gear, threw my net to catch some bait, and I put it in the bucket and sat back to catch some fish. Now, my dad's friend's daughter was at his house with her friends. They were probably about 18 to 20-ish when I was 14, so they were a bit more developed than the girls at my school. I was fishing. The girls came outside and started hanging out by the water. One of the more open girls saw me sitting alone and decided to give me some company. She hadn't talked to me for 30 seconds before she lifted her top to show me her new piercings. Oh God, this is giving me flashbacks. Oh baby. I sat there in awe, not knowing how to react to this beautiful sight. I was used to old Playboy magazines and watching the scrambled Channel 77, hoping for a glimpse of boobs and ass, but this was real. This was in front of me. How could I possibly react to this new stimulus? Her friends misinterpreted my slack-jawed reaction as that I didn't like what I was seeing and told her to cover herself, after which they went a little farther down the canal to gossip and giggle. I stayed in my seat, unable to do anything but sit there and fish, lest my swim trunks betray my teen emotions. I sat there for a good 15 minutes until I heard some giggling and noticed that the girls circled around my bait bucket. I had become visibly excited in this time, so I went over to investigate. The sight that awaited my young eyes haunts my dreams to this day. I arrived to find one of the girls on the ground, spread eagle, with the friend snapping photos with a disposable camera. When I looked closer, I saw the tail of one of the bait fish flopping around in her vagina. That's right. This woman was using a living vibrator, a fish, as a living vibrator.
Okay, this is bullshit. That thing is covered in, like, scales. That would scar the thing up.
It was one of the most disturbing and disgusting things I've ever seen. Remember, this was in the days before 2 girls, 1 cup or tub girl, so my mind has no way to process this vile sight. So that's the story of how I saw my first boobs and learned where mermaids came from.
I was on the fence when he said something about a girl just flashing him his boobs. I mean, her boobs. But now I know this story's bullshit.
Stripes doesn't believe the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
The comment here says this will serve as inspiration to have the talk about the delicate pH balance of a vagina with my daughter when she is older. The yeast infection had to be horrifying. Oh, the seaweed is always greener. Number 16. A customer once told me her urethra was the shape of a man's penis and points upwards. If she went pee, it would go up over the counter. She needed to tell me this because to fix her incontinence, she needed 3 special types of men's pads taped together.
What? None of this made sense.
She was over 80, unshowered, and in a nightgown. I don't know where to begin touching that. that story. So, number 15.
What's a men's pad? What are those for?
I don't think it's the type of thing that I can Google and get results that I can put in a video for YouTube. But to answer the question, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's going on in that, and I just want to get away from it. Number 15, I got a call about a domestic dispute in a retiree trailer park. When I got there, I knocked and announced my presence. A male voice told me to come in. When I walked into the house, it was the living room area. The guy was on the couch getting head from his elderly wife. Both were bare-ass naked. I again announced my presence, and the guy held up one finger, and about 5 seconds later apparently finished. The guy got up with his member still out and came over to greet me. I'm not really a cop. I just pretend to be when I go to my parents' house.
Okay.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What is it? Is this person like a fake, like a novelty account? What's going on here?
It has to be. None of this made sense.
God, Reddit is just a mystery today.
Did you put him on a list?
I don't know who this guy is.
You're not gonna tag him?
I'm not gonna tag him because this was a year ago. Somebody said you got me twice in one thread, so I guess we have to expect this bullshit closer to the top, I imagine. I'm not really a cop, I just pretend to be one when I go to my parents' house. I got a call about a domestic dispute in a retiree park. When I got there, I knocked and announced my presence, and a male voice told me to come in. What the fuck? Number 14, I once searched hot boobs on Google with my friend Jaden, and a naked girl came up, and my wiener got hard.
Okay. Did his friend notice?
Somebody said, "Oh shit, lad, did you get cummies? Did your rafflecopter go soy soy?" Oh my god. What?
Wisa?
What?
Did he say Wisa?
No.
I want to believe.
Number 13, was once making out with this girl in my car. I got way too into it and busted an entire load in my pants. What the fuck, homie? The girl had no idea and she kept making out with me. We kept it up for another 40 minutes until I finally took her home, tired of having a wad of jizz drying into my jeans. It was also the middle of summer and I was dying of thirst. So on the way home, I stopped at a 7-Eleven and bought an Arizona iced tea. And that's the story of how I ended up in a convenience store at 3 in the morning with a wad of cum in my pants. Convenience store at 3 in the morning with a wad of cum in my pants. Convenience store and a wad of cum in a convenience store at 3 o'clock in the morning. Did you enjoy that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Number 12, deleted. You enjoy that, bitch? I like that you like snickered. Oh god. Anyway, there's a response that says a similar thing happened to me. We don't even know what that thing was because they deleted it. I matched with this cute girl, started up a conversation. They're probably talking about Tinder or like OkCupid or something, and we both seemed pretty interested. After talking for a while, we decided to meet up for drinks that weekend. So I drove over, but I couldn't find her anywhere. Then I heard someone call my name with that real mushy voice. I turned around to see a disabled girl that I passed by earlier, not expecting her to be my date. She looked nothing like she did in the pictures, and I immediately wanted to get the hell out of there, but I ended up staying because I felt bad about her disability and didn't have the balls to leave. And now, 3 years later, that girl is my wife. Just kidding. I got the fuck out of there as soon as I had the chance. Oh my god.
Is this the same guy who pretended to be a cop?
Nope.
Oh.
That dude's name is the Escalation Game. That user's name is the Escalation Game. So we'll know. I just kidding.
He is a novelty account then. This one is.
You don't know if this is a novelty. No, this one is just a genuine response. Why would he be? You have no basis for the claim that this is a novelty account.
His name?
What? The guy's
the
name?
Explanation game.
You don't know that based on his name? Come the fuck on. Stripes over here. God, look at how long this one is. Yeah, number 11. Yes. I've posted it before, but some seem to enjoy it. I was 16, living with my mother and sister. My father had only recently been kicked out of the house as divorce papers were being created. To keep my mind off of it in the middle of the night, I took my mother's keys and drove across town to pick up my girlfriend at the time. We grabbed some food at McDonald's and re-entered the house via my window. It was a school night. The plan was to just stay up all night doing exactly what you think, and we did just that, a total of 6 times. So naturally, I now have 6 tied and used condoms that I couldn't fathom disposing of anywhere near my house. So I did what I thought was clever and put all of them plus the wrappers into the McDonald's bag. I then dropped said bag out of my window to be disposed of at a later time. Important details about my window. It faced the driveway, and the air conditioning unit was almost centered 2 to 3 feet away from the window, giving enough room to walk behind it. The whole house had landscaping and bushes and taller than the standard AC unit, which were used to hide said unit. So there was no possibility that a human could ever find the bag or see it from the road at any angle. What should have happened was my mom leaves with my sister to take her to school at 7 a.m. and I leave at 7:30 with my girlfriend and meet my neighbor who drives us to school, where I would throw away my anonymous bag of stress relief. What actually happened, after school, my mom picks me up, which is unusual because I take the bus home every day. She takes me to McDonald's, and in the drive-thru, out of the blue, she says, "Son, I don't know how else to ask, so I'll just ask. Are you having sex?" I come from a very religious background, but my mother is and always will be understanding. I had no issue saying yes. Well, what I had completely forgotten about was the McDonald's bag. I didn't take it to school that day to dispose of it. Before I could even answer my mother, my phone starts to ring and my mom starts to place the order. Lo and behold, it's my girlfriend's mother calling me, yelling into the phone that I had her daughter take Plan B. Now when it comes to sex stuff, I'm as safe as can be. Always using protection. The girlfriend and I decided that she should take it after one hot session where my refractory period was so small that I was able to keep going after going once already without removing the condom. I had read you should never use a condom more than once, and though I was confident we'd be okay, I wanted insurance. Oddly enough, the mom was a nurse, but was angry because Plan B caused an abortion, and what if she was allergic? So I politely tell the mother that her daughter and I had done our research and made an informed decision. I actually spent about 5 minutes explaining my vast knowledge of the pill because I honestly did care. She had no words to say and respected me from that day forward. Since my mother was sitting in the car next to me, she heard the whole thing. After the call, my answer to her question was obvious. Her reaction was one I will never forget. She did not shame me. She praised me for being so knowledgeable and using protection. "I love you, Mom." So anyway, she started to bring up why she asked and if I was having sex. She said something along the lines of, "Now, son, you know I'll always love you. This morning after I got home from taking your sister to school, there were used condoms scattered around the driveway. The divorce had been pretty messy." And she went on to say, "So I called your father and asked him if he had done it. He said he didn't and came over to see it himself. Then he picked them up and threw them away." Oh, I had never been so wide-eyed in my life. My mouth opened and nothing came out. I didn't want her to know I had someone over, so I told her the truth, with some important details left out, with the story essentially being I had no way to get rid of them where, blah, 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 dispose later, fuck me. Okay. Well, my guess is that raccoons in the area smelled the lingering odor from the bag and opened, finding no food, and just got really angry and tossed them everywhere. Can you imagine a bunch of mad raccoons? That's the type of thing that Stripes would draw. There's no food in here! Ah! there's one raccoon like swinging him around like nunchucks.
Wait, do you think that the raccoons recognize the McDonald's bag as food, like the symbol on it?
Stripes is once again taking it too far. You know what I mean? Hey, look, it's a McDonald's bag. You're an idiot, Stripes. They're moving solely on odor alone, dude. Why do you have to make everything a fucking Pixar movie? Hey, cool. I just had Burger King yesterday, so now I'm in the mood for this. You're an idiot. Oh, Stripes, dude. Always adding that furry charm to these lists. Oh my god. So, you know what I have in the bookmarks? Can you read the bookmarks?
Let me see. Sorry, I'm not close enough. Stripes is here.
What's the next one say?
Rocks are $5.
Yeah. Get it?
Are you telling them I'm selling rocks?
Stripes, are you being funny?
No.
Read it again.
Stripes is here.
And?
Oh my god, you're telling them to hit me.
I'm not telling them to hit me. I'm not telling you to hit you. I'm just saying, hey, you want some rocks for $5? You know what I'm talking about? PayPal.me/Kyle. It's a joke. It's a joke. You didn't even get it. Wow. Wow. Hachi machi. Fucking number 10, man. I was getting my first blowjob. Bing bong. I didn't know what to expect, so I just rolled with it. She was grating the head of my dick on the inside of her molars. It was pretty fucking awful, and I couldn't imagine how anyone could enjoy it. I let her continue because I didn't want to upset her. All of a sudden, she stops and spits blood on my leg.
That's terrible. Oh.
At this point, I have no fucking clue as to what is happening. My dick was bleeding. My mom said, "Oh, that's not good," and grabbed a towel and ice for me.
Okay.
This comment brought to you by the escalation game. The insinuation is that it was the mom giving the blowjob. Okay, Stripes? The main comment to respond is what?
Didn't you say something about the escalation game not being novelty?
Look, I wouldn't consider just telling wild stories with a ridiculous payoff novelty. Okay? And when I did search this guy's comment history according to Top, none of them seemed that insane. Okay?
Maybe he's hung up the game.
To the question, what was the first time you learned you were into kink? This guy writes, my wife and I were trying out roleplay and figured out we really liked pretending we were not first cousins. Here's another one that says, what is your favorite icebreaker to get a conversation started? I have carried around a small flashlight for about 3 years to pull out for this joke. I haven't had to use it because none of my friends smoke or exist. Is there context to this that I'm missing?
I recall you considering doing a kind of Reddit feature thing where you just look through people's posts like this for a video.
Do you have a light? Oh, okay. Here's the joke. Somebody says, what is your favorite icebreaker to get a conversation started? Do you have a light?
Mm-hmm.
Asking, if you have a lighter for their cigarette, and if they do, then, usually it gets the conversation started, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy responds, I've carried around a small flashlight for about 3 years to pull out if ever that happens so he can make the joke. Oh, look, it's a little light. I have a light. you know. But he says he hasn't had to use it because none of his friends ever smoke or exist. Hilarious.
I've had people try and bum me for a cigarette like 3 times since I've gone out, and I don't understand it. Do I look like someone who smokes?
No, everyone smokes in Texas. You know, what else do they have going on in their lives? Nothing. They live through other people, and the thing is, many people will give a cigarette if people ask for them. In some way, it kind of like hilariously, you know, some people you think they'd be stingy with their cigarettes, but it's almost like in their brain they're thinking to themselves, even if they're just gonna buy 50 more packs by the end of the week, they're thinking to themselves, okay, that's one less than I'll end up smoking, you know, as if they're cutting back or something when they're just gonna go buy a new one. You know what I mean? Like if I buy like 12 packs of soda and then like I have like 10 friends over and they're all like, hey, can I have a soda? And I go, yeah, that's one less than I have. But as soon as they're all done, I'm like, time to get more soda. You know what I'm talking about? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. My dick was bleeding.
I thought you were gonna go with if today me, tomorrow you, or the other way around. Shit.
9 is deleted. Thanks a lot, Stripes. Thanks a lot. All the comments are deleted too. Thanks a lot, Stripes. Thanks a lot.
I'm the one with mod powers here.
I'm not gonna just do that all the damn time. Let me see here what I get going in. Throw this back over here. See if we can mess around. What's a not safe for work story you'd like to share? Here are some deleted comments. I played the Wii without the remote strap on. Wow. You're hardcore. Wow, there aren't a lot of deleted ones. When I was in Scouts, we used to take a boat out to summer camp each year. The boat was a rental and it was lots of fun, but a little bit sketchy. My friend and I used to call the front of the boat the AIDS room, because there were always feather boas and superhero outfits. We joked, but of course we realized that it was probably just for parties, until one summer. It started with a penis-shaped pushpin. We found it in the AIDS room, and littler scouts started running around with it and saying stupid things. We went back to the room to investigate and found handcuffs and ball gags. Someone finally found the flyer, and it was definitely not scouting appropriate. Apparently, there were BDSM parties on the ship, according to the flyer, and you could tease the captain who was in bondage. Yes, there were even pictures. Not safe for work, of course. There wasn't any nudity, but there were pictures of MILFs leading around sweaty, obese, 45-year-old obese men. Man, they were obese twice. Obesely obese 45-year-old obese men on dog collars. The rest of the boat ride was interesting. Needless to say, they have never rented that boat again. Wow.
Why is it always chubby men that are into BDSM? Is it?
Why is this deleted? What's the big deal? Here's another one.
Because it's like it's got some kids involved too. The scouting shit. I don't know.
The first time I queefed was in 5th grade. I was rocking back and forth on my back.
There you go. When you combine sex and kids, it just don't roll. You can't be on Reddit with this.
I was rocking back and forth on my back while we were sitting on the ground watching a movie. All of a sudden, I felt something and heard this really loud fart noise come from me, but I knew I hadn't farted. The guy I had a crush on exclaimed, "Ew, you farted, that's nasty." And I was mortified, and all I could do was say, "No, I didn't," over and over, because I knew I hadn't farted, but I had no idea what happened. You know, X-Files music. Anyway, another one says, the night I lost my virginity, we were home alone in my dad's house. It was the typical awkwardness, accidentally bought ribbed condoms, had to poke around a bit, get lube everywhere, blush when awkward fart noises happened, etc. When we finally get things going, we hear the eerie scratching noise on the headboard. We stopped, and it happened again, followed by a yowling noise. So we stop, freaked out a bit. Doing the deed the first time is a nervous business, so this freaked me out a lot. I knew I had closed the door, so my cat certainly wasn't in the room with us or anything. Sure enough, the door was open. That was the night I found out my cat could open doors. Okay, well, that was just stupid.
Okay, so is the implication that the cat was under the mattress or something?
You remember that one?
Oh God! Oh God!
You remember them fucking on a mattress full of dead animals under the mattress, like it was a fetish or something? Just a shitload of dead cats under the mattress. They're just banging it out. Oh man, what's wrong with people? I'll never be able to remember what lists those were, but they were some crazy.
I think it was like room service, worst rooms or shit. I don't know.
That's fucking incredible. Oh, I want to go enjoy that again. I wish I knew exactly what list.
No, just look up room service and you should find it on your YouTube.
What are you saying? I should type in some kind of with some kind of Suicide Square room service. No. 25 fastest times a room got ugly.
Okay, well, I know you used a picture of a maid on it.
Hotel, maybe. I'll type in Kyle Hotel. 20 disturbing things found in hotels by maids. And she's all like, we need more lemon, please. It's not funny. Only because you're Mexican. It'd be funny if you weren't Mexican. What? Stripes, check it out. Number 8. Okay. A few months ago, I was playing some Icebreaker, where you have to bend down and pick something up with your teeth, with nothing but your feet touching the ground. What? Anyway, it was my turn, and I had tight khakis on, and when I bent over, my pants split open right in the Panama Canal area, and my ball sack decided it would take the opportunity and say hi to everybody. Just imagine a fully clothed person teabagging the ground with only their balls hanging out of their front, out in front of 40 people. Oh, I know this one, and we can't show it because it's not safe for work. You've seen it. It's like a Vine where a guy's he splits or something, and his balls pop right out. Hey, everybody!
I haven't seen it. No, I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Look, God, okay, I gotta give this to Stripes so that she can see it and have a reaction, but we can't put it on the thing.
All right, let me see. He's in a nice suit.
Yeah, I think he's dancing. Yeah, there you go.
That's terrible.
The look on his face too. He's drunk. Number 7. So I'm about 16, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
It says, so I'm about 16, right? I don't know why I said it like that. And I always go down to this bank to take money out. Okay. I only have a savings account, so I didn't have an ATM card at the time. There was always this cute chick working there. She'd always smile at me and greet me, and I'd always try to get her in the line. As she was a bank teller, I only saw her sitting down. Oh, here we go. This is important later. I bet it is. One day, I just work up all the confidence I can and ask her out as I'm taking out some money. She said yes. So we set up a time around the weekend for me to come over and pick her up. She gives me her number, I get her address, and I skip home, not literally, but as happy as can be. So it's the weekend, and I drive to her house, my little beat-up Honda. I knock on her door, and her dad answers. A split second of oh shit comes over me, but he just gives me this heartwarming smile and invites me into his house. Okay. I instantly feel at ease, and we go sit down in the living room. Okay.
So
you buckled up. What? Why you don't get ahead of yourself, Stripes.
Okay, I'm done. I didn't say it.
Her dad is all happy, like, I'm so glad you're taking my daughter out. I really appreciate it. And all this craziness, like, what? I'm like, what you talking about with this? So I'm starting to think to myself, uh-oh, what have I got myself into? So her dad reaches into his pocket and pulls out a set of car keys. He says, I want you to take my car. And I said, no, thanks. I have my own car. He's all like, no, practically forcing the keys into my hand, still keeping his big smile on his face. No sooner does he give me the keys than do I hear this from up the stairs. No shit, she's in a wheelchair. A split second later, a shallow human being comes over me. But I think about it and say to myself, I can do this. She's awesome and has a great personality. Fuck it. We go outside and I realize that her dad wanted me to take his truck. It was all rigged up with belts and harnesses and the door that came all the way out for the wheelchair. So I took his truck and we head to the movies. Best part, the handicap spot. Oh my God. So we're in the theater and no sooner does the movie start than she starts putting her hands on my junk. She's a freak. That's totally cool with me. We start making out almost during the whole movie. My parents are out of town that weekend, so I ask her if she wants to come back to my place. She says yes, so we go back in her dad's truck and we're on the way home. We arrive at my house. I have stairs, so I carry her inside. Thankfully, my room is on the first floor. So I get her inside, throw her on the bed, and we start going at it. I've got her in missionary position. It's pitch black in my house, and I'm pounding the fuck out of her when all of a sudden I hear a pop. Sure as shit, her leg fucking comes off. She's got a fake fucking leg. How did I miss that shit? Keep going, she screams as I pull her leg and throw that shit across the room. So I'm fucking her and sure as shit, I hear another pop. So I pull her leg out just like I'm pulling yours. Oh God. So I pull her leg just like I'm pulling yours. Thanks, OP, for not putting a serious tag. God damn it.
Well, I guess that explains why everyone's crawling out of the woodwork like this.
Pop goes the weasel. Stripes.
No.
And I pull her leg just like I'm pulling yours. That is some dad tier shit. Oh my God. You gotta be reading bullshit out here. We're never gonna have lists that, are long. Thank God I included you in this because this would be so short otherwise. And these are the lists that are supposed to hold the channel over for the time that I'm in Lakeland without internet, living in the olden days, in the olden ways.
Why are you gonna bring your PS4 with you?
Well, of course, I'm not gonna have anything else to do when I'm in my downtime.
Oh, that means you can play through Mass Effect.
Mass Effect comes out on the 21st. I'll be back before then.
I know that, but what about the other two games? Don't you have one of those?
I could play the Mass Effect on the computer, but I wouldn't be able to record it and do it with the channel as I would like to. That would be the fun, is in streaming it. But if I don't have access as heartily to the internet and my, oh boy.
You can still record it. You can't stream it, but you can record it.
Man, I don't think anybody be interested in that. Number 6, I lost my virginity to a Furby.
Oh.
Say that out loud, Stripes.
I'd rather not.
Why? Because people are coming home?
No, because people are home.
I lost my virginity to a Furby. When I was around 11 years old, McDonald released these Furby toys in their Happy Meals. They were little plush Furbies that vibrated and walked across the floor when you pulled their tails. I happened to have a purple and blue Furby toy from one of my Happy Meals. I remember a friend from school talking about them and recalled that he mentioned it felt pretty good if you placed them on your crotch and pulled the string. So, as a curious boy, I wanted to find out if my friend was telling the truth. I placed Mr. Furby on my no-no zone and let it rip. Sure enough, as Furby vibrated away, I felt tingles in a silly place. It did feel good. So I kept on going. A couple of tugs later, something incredible happened. My willy began to grow. As a little kid, that blew my mind. I was amazed. So I kept on tugging. A couple of minutes later, I was feeling really strange. It was like I needed to pee, but it still felt really good. Moments after, my shorts were wet, and unbeknownst to me, Mr. Furby had taken my innocence. Needless to say, Mr. Furby and I had a couple other beautiful moments together in my room and in the bathroom. I didn't really realize what happened until a couple of years later in sexual education in my middle school, and I still cringe at the thought to this day. Mr. Furby, if you're somewhere out there, I just want to say thank you for teaching me more about myself. I don't know where I would be without you. Thank you for being Furby. Travel down the road and back, Furby. You know anything about Furbies?
No, I just know.
How do you not know about Furbies? It's so crazy that you're so
young. I never had a
young.
Furby. My cousin had a Furby, but I didn't like it.
Back in the day, we had Furbies, we had Beanie Babies. There were so many things trying to be Pokemon back in the day. It was a real shame.
When you say we had, do you mean you actually owned a Furby yourself?
Of course, Stripes. You couldn't just not have a lot of these things. And like the person said, hey, it's one of my Junkrat clips where I kill the whole world because I'm the best. And back in the day, you couldn't just like not end up with some of these things. That's a double kill, you know. And what should happen? But there's another Junkrat. I kill him. Look at the kill feed. Oh my God, bing bong. So here's a Mercy. I see her. Oh no, the Mercy's gonna go down. Oh my God, I throw a trap for that other asshole. It kills the Lucio. Wow. And then I nade the Roadhog for the full team kill. They call him Gael. He pays the bills. I have no friends that play Overwatch that are good, and all I do is get mad at myself. Because if I had friends, then I'd be happy. I'm just kidding. Fuck you people. I'm kidding. Not you people, but like the potential friends in my life. They just ruin my monkeys. You know what I'm talking about? My shiggles.
Whatever happened to Ashy?
Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Is that the name of that show?
Yes, that's the name of the show.
Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Why is this not finding shit? And I know it's because I'm sharing screens with you.
I'm sorry, I didn't... Well, actually, I did ask you to.
Actually, no. Something may be very wrong with my internet connection right now, because even Google won't come up. And I haven't done anything to, provoke that. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Shut up, Mass Effect. Jeez. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Yeah, that was a real show. I gotta stop coming off the whatever happened to Robot. I gotta come out like, we gotta finish the list because I'm starting to lose my
You're cool.
No, I'm just starting to lose my ability to focus.
It's alright. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could get medicated for that. Did I ever tell you I was on Ritalin when I was a kid?
You were what? Ritalin?
They gave me Ritalin because I had in Catholic school because they said I had ADHD.
The thing is, back in the day, a lot of kids were misdiagnosed with ADHD because it's not unnatural for children to not be able to fucking concentrate.
Well, of course, I was only like 5 years old actually, and it only lasted for one whole day before my mom said it wasn't good. It wasn't good for me. It made me too sluggish.
It's only funny because, literally, there was a great South Park episode about that. Dude, you gotta try it, dude. Makes you feel good. Number 5. Two of my teachers were in the closet making babies, and I saw the baby, and the baby looked at me. A Ralph Wiggum quote that, that sent Stripes right over the edge. Oh my God, Simpsons, yes! Yes!
Why can't you let me like things? Why does it
I like this reference more than you. You know I'm in love with first couple of seasons of Simpsons. It's like my white noise. I put that on very often. Very often. Number 4, man. Once again, the question is, it's not a question, it's just like not safe for work stories. Number 4, so a couple of years back, my girlfriend and I got our first apartment. It was awesome. We decided to celebrate one night with sexy time. The thing about her is that she squirms and shakes a lot when she comes. That's the best type, when there's like what I would call convulsing, I'm gonna make that girl convulse. Anna, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, she convulses a lot when she comes. I usually keep a bottle of water around me, usually because of the medication. The medication I was on gave me super dry mouth. Okay, I think a lot of people get dry mouth. Too much. After too much. Earlier that day, I was watching The Exorcist, and it was still fresh in my mind. Dude, where are you going with this? So I go down and start eating her out and doing what I do. When before she comes, I thought, how funny would it be if I started throwing holy water at her while she comes? And that's exactly what I did, except it wasn't holy water, it was regular water, and I was shouting, "The power of Christ compels you," while she came. She was very upset, and I did not have sex for a while. I still joke about it with her today. Lol. Okay. Stripes, do you think that's funny?
No.
But like mad enough about it to like not bang him. You know what I think? I think it was more about him making her self-conscious about the way she comes. Because I think that can be like a sensitive thing for a lot of women, you know? Whereas they need to be at their most comfortable and not worrying about how they're looking or how they're coming across. Like, it should just be like you need to feel as good as you can in whatever way that you can. Like, I'm sure a lot of girls think about like, oh, my face looks weird when I'm, you know, feeling good and stuff like that. And I'm like, don't worry about any of that, you know? It's not about how you think you look to you. Just relax and let the pleasure take hold. Number 3. Okay, I met a woman for a date after chatting online. We go for drinks, and the chemistry isn't really popping. So I decide to go for a drive and see what happens. After a long time just driving around to her city, she suggests that we go to this park to talk. I agree. After talking for a while, I make a move because why not? Anyway, it escalates and I ended up on top of her on the reclined passenger seat, fully engaged. Wow. This is the part where things go off the rails. She keeps guiding my hand towards her throat and moaning. I'm no genius, but I know what's up. The problem? I barely know this woman. This kind of shit requires a ton of trust, which we haven't developed, obviously. I wouldn't say it requires a ton of trust. I think it betrays what she's into as the freak that she is. And hey, baby, you know, this is like what the fuck? What the fuck? You better calm that the holy monkey bing bong. Anyway, I just kind of have my hands loosely around her throat to make her happy and not seeming like a total prude when poof, a cop spotlight lights up my car like daytime. So there I am, mounted on a woman, hands around her throat in the park. As we explained the situation to the cop, I realized I was totally fucked if she lied. That's actually kind of scary. Imagine if she just liked fucking with people and did that regularly. To be honest, what if the husband was the cop and he's a cuck? You know what I mean? And he gets off on this kind of crap. And maybe he gets off on scaring people because he's a cop, so he's always power tripping. You know what I mean? So he has like his wife. What?
That would be a very elaborate game to play with his wife.
If I can think it, it's probably happened, Stripes. So think about it like this. Cucks very much do exist. Cucks are out there. And cucks that are cops still enjoy power tripping. And what that means is that they could probably have their hoes go out into a scenario. I'm probably giving people ideas by even saying this kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? But they could have their wife go out into situations, get a dude involved, do you know what I mean? And then scare the living shit out of them, and then have the wife flip the script because who are the authorities going to believe? And then there's a husband that's in authority, who is the law going to side with? It's really fucking horrifying to think about it. The only way you can save yourself from this shit, shut up, is if you stay in the house. Everybody listening to this, stay inside. People are crazy. Do you know what I mean? And they've got you. They fucking got you. The law doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? Go on, Stripes. I'm sorry.
You said scare people, not outright like frame them for something they didn't do.
That's where people get off. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when they banging it out later, they'll be like, yeah, put that asshole in jail. Oh yeah, you're such a man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, some people get off on ruining other people's lives. Think about it,
I don't want to think about it.
Well, welcome to Kael's lists. Number 2, I once was having a shower when an ex of mine years ago, with an ex of mine, okay. I was new to intimacy, so I overdid it sometimes trying to make sure things were perfect. While showering, obviously things got intimate, and I decided to show him how much I loved him with a good old-fashioned below BJ. So, sorry, I lost my place.
What?
So I went down there, and started going to town. I will share screens with you. I kind of took him by surprise as he was in the middle of washing his hair. I looked up at him to try and be sexy by making eye contact and doing what I saw on videos. As I looked up at him, a single drop of Selsun Blue hit me in the eye. Now you got shampoo in your eye, girl. I always questioned what was so special about anti-dandruff shampoo and assumed it was like every other shampoo. That was the day I learned that aside from regular shampoo, where it hurts getting in your eye, this was like napalm. I screamed. Suddenly, dick still in my mouth, as the fires of hell did the tango with my cornea. My scream must have startled him as he bucked his hips, effectively giving me a hard jab in the back of my throat. Like a horse. Like he was startled, like he spooked him. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay, look. I fall into the shower wall behind me and smash my head on the brick before puking up what I could only assume was 3 days worth of food onto the drain and his feet. Falling forward and slipping into my own vomit, I'm still holding my eyes while gagging and screaming. She's probably in there like, ah, ah. You know what I mean? My eyes feel something that could only be compared to Cyclops when he attempts to hold back his laser vision. Okay, my throat feels like I swallowed a red-hot pipe. I splashed through the vomit and fall onto the bathroom rug. Oh, attempting to stop the inferno behind my lids. That would make Dante Alighieri jealous. It all ended with me crying while wiping my eyes with the bath towel as my ex rubbed my back and tried to wipe the vomit off me. Well, a boom shalarkey.
Is this what ended the relationship?
Who knows? Somebody said, man, I wish my girlfriend tried this hard. Somebody said, man, I wish I had a girlfriend. Let's see where this thread goes. See if somebody starts it off with man again. Man, I wish I had dandruff. Man, I wish I had hair. Man, I wish I had Selsun Blue shampoo. Man, I wish I still had dreams. Man, I wish. Man. What's somebody left a comment and there's nothing in it. Brilliant. That's the best one. That about does it. Now pack it up, boys. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. We got one more left in this list. I didn't think this list would be as long as it is. All we gotta do is spread out this last one into 8 more minutes. Can we do that, Stripes?
I feel like it's doable.
Okay. Number 1. Oh no, the edit is right here, which means that like everything below it is bullshit. Okay. Let me get a drink or something real quick. Maybe a quick drink.
Cancer? Alright, you're not being funny.
Okay. I had cancer. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's cancer. Jesus Christ. I was really trying to go theatrical with that, and it was cancer. I had cancer. Well done. I had cancer when I was 15. A 16-year-old named Anna was in the same children's hospital as I was. We would talk a lot and got really close. We weren't sure for a while whether either of us were going to make it through, and decided we wanted to lose our virginities before we died. Oh. So one night we snuck off to one of the bathrooms on a different floor to spend a magical 3 seconds together. Turns out, magical 3 seconds. Turns out both of us pulled through and we're still great friends to this day. She even flew down and spent a month with me when I had a second go at the whole cancer thing. I'm now 25 and she's 26. She'll be a best friend for life. Too long didn't read. First time I had sex was in a bathroom stall with a cancer patient. You were a cancer patient too. Just saying. Somebody said, well, damn, that's pretty awesome. I hope you don't get cancer again. Somebody says, thanks, I'll do my best not to. Oh, bing bong. I'm really boiling here. The real question is, should I release this, Monday or Tuesday? What should I do?
I think you should just hold on to it as long as possible and sell it as some kind of lost tape.
Some guy spent 2 years re-editing Breaking Bad into a feature-length movie and posted online for free. That sounds crazy as hell. Cool. Yeah, I would like to watch Breaking Bad because I've never seen it. So, someday. When you're a ginger bartender in Chicago on St. Patrick's Day, but still have pride for your heritage. Fuck you, I'm Scottish. Nice. He's wearing a kilt as well. A regular groundskeeper Willie. I didn't know it was St. Patrick's Day. If only I had people that I went out with.
Why? Would you go drinking? I thought you didn't live that kind of life.
What do you mean? I should do a TIFU. Yeah, that's the type of shit that people fucking love. Stupid shit. Guys, I love you. By the time you get this, I'm gonna be No Man's Sky.
Do you think you're gonna buy it again since you got a refund for it a while ago?
Hell no, I'm never gonna buy No Man's Sky unless it comes out with multiplayer, which is what it should have had initially, because that's the only thing that's gonna make that kind of grindy ass stupid bullshit playable. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise it's like Minecraft without multiplayer, where you're essentially just sharing pictures with people of things that you build. Look what I made in Minecraft. Look at what I made in Minecraft. Stupid, dude. We should be able to play with each other as they fucking promised, So again, they're right not to show their fucking faces because they deserve to be shot for some of the lies that they established and then stole people's money for. Honestly, they should have at least made a very open and humble apology for getting on these news shows and fucking lying about the contents of their game, dude. It's not like you're hyping it up in a way. Here's the thing, and I always get really get up my own ass when we start talking about this, because the bottom line is a lot of people mistake the issue. And the easiest analogy to compare it is to say this. When it was announced that they were making a new Ghostbusters movie and people were really upset because they were going to shit on it, okay? People tried to make it about the fact that it was going to be women in the movie. And we're like, okay, no. It's not about the fact that they're going to be women. It's about the fact that this is going to be a shit fucking movie. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're going to shit on what it used to be. Now, I'm not all about Ghostbusters. I don't care about it as a franchise. It's really close and dear to me or some shit. But I can understand that the people who were upset about it were upset because they're taking something that to them was beloved and just, ruining it for all intents and purposes.
How do you manage to get Final Fantasy and Ghostbusters almost mixed up?
Shut up. I was just thinking about it. As that applies, Stripes, to the discussion on No Man's Sky. With No Man's Sky, people try to make the issue that, the fans got too hyped about, what they expected the game to be. So when it came out and their expectations weren't met, they got upset, It's your own fault for getting aboard the hype train. Whoa. It'd be one thing if I said that I was going to make a comb. Do you get what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of people decided, oh shit, this comb's going to be able to fucking, be a car. I'm going to be able to drive around on this comb. This comb's going to be able to be a shirt that I can wear. You know what I mean? If I never said any of that shit, that's all on you, okay? But when I say that I'm going to give you a comb, okay, Stripes? Yeah. What I actually give you is a fork. You know what I mean? And then go, what's the problem? You know what I mean? You can brush your hair with that, can't you? And I'm like, yeah, but you said you were going to give me a fork. A comb. And then you gave me the fork. So naturally my expectations were for the comb. And you're giving me this fork right now. So it's like, my nigga, why would you get on TV and say this? Why would you give interviews and say this? How is it that the end game for your game, where you're supposed to reach the center of the galaxy, when you do, the game just starts over? Like, No Man's Sky is fundamentally incomplete. And yes, in some time, and if anybody knows who Spool is, Spool was right. Maybe in some time they'll be able to patch an actual game into that corny ass bullshit experience. But Minecraft could never be as popular as it was if it was forever and perpetually a single player experience. That's what they need to patch into fucking No Man's Sky, so that finally people can play that shit together. Modders can come out of the woodwork and decide, hey, let's make this game better because the developers don't know what the fuck they doing. That's what happened with Minecraft. Minecraft got better because of mods that players established. And to be honest, that's kind of like what the future is. The creators and developers of everything don't know how amazing things could be. So they give people the tools with which to create. That's what's happening in Overwatch right now. The same way that we saw it happen back in the renaissance of, I would call this the renaissance of Halo, when Halo came out with Forge. And you saw people building levels, creating game types, a lot of game modes that are still popular to this day, that made it into other shooters like Team Fortress and Call of Duty and Battlefield. They all have like iterations of this fucking shit that they created, that the gamers created when given the tools. So, I mean, if y'all just gonna fuck around on this bullshit, Sean Murray, I mean, you gonna end up cashing somebody outside, Sean Murray. You know what I'm talking about? You got something to answer for. I love how they won an award the other day. I told you about that, and they didn't show up.
What was their award for, though?
I don't know. I don't care. But the comedy was that they didn't show up, and they couldn't show up because
they'd have to show their face.
You know, they get them. We got you. You know, what is the scariest experience you've ever had online? Gonna read that later. A bing bong. You like that noise? I'm looking at the timer. It says 1 hour and 2 minutes. We did it. Guys, I love you. See you later. Take it easy. Oh, boy.